Hello everyone, this is PotatoLegion here. We have a huge developer update for November. I haven't actually read this, but I've been told by my chat to read this ASAP. So let's go through everything with this update. As always, I'll leave a link in the description if you want to read it yourself. So the first part just looks like a quick paragraph explaining what's going on. We're now having player cards. So a new customization option has arrived. Player cards are decorative banners and badges which appear in the top right corner, as you can see here, in various menus. I'm going to quickly... What the fuck? Okay. Here we go. This is a bigger version of the image here. As you can see, little icon there in the top right, and it appears here as well. So now you're going to get banners and badges can be mixed and matched as you please, and higher rarity ones will be more detailed, with some even being animated. Like other cosmetics, you'll be able to earn them in various ways, such as events, rifts, through login rewards, or promo codes. With this update, we've also cleaned up the menu and moved your player level and grades to a new player profile screen, accessible by clicking your badge. A small selection of player cards options will be available starting with this update, but you can expect to see a wider range of choices over time. Oh, the Trickster. Looks like Trickster's being changed. When he's not working on his next album, he's following his other passion, throwing a boatload of knives at survivors. In this update, we're aiming to address the point of frustration for both sides. For killers, many feel like the Trickster doesn't quite stack up to the other ranged options. For survivors, dodging blades could feel inconsequential since so few would injure you, making it feel unavoidable. We'll be making a series of balance and quality life changes to our resident rapid-fire ranged killer. Rapid fire. The Trickster's fast-paced attacks are what set him apart from other ranged killers, so we want to focus on this rapid fire machine gun gameplay for this update. We asked ourselves, what's better than throwing a bunch of knives, throwing even more knives? The Trickster now throws 4 blades per second, was 3 blades per second by default, and his throw rate no longer increases with each blade thrown. To keep this feeling fair for survivors, we've also increased the laceration meter to 8 hits was 6, as well as decreased the time before it decays to 10 seconds was 15. This means the laceration meter will feel as the same rate as before, but successfully dodging blades will be a little more rewarding. Lastly, recoil when rapidly throwing blades can be tricky to deal with, particularly for those playing with a controller. Therefore, we have removed recoil entirely. That's nice, actually, because I always struggle with him going up and up and up when he throws. This will make your blades easy to control, making them more skill dependent. The downside, you won't be able to blame the recoil for the blade you missed. That's okay. So he's kind of feeling like old Trickster, where it took more knives to hit, and they've just made it easier to aim. So that's a nice little quality of life change. He's like back to old Trickster. Fast pace. To complement this quicker throws, we've also reviewed the Trickster's movement speed. The Trickster now moves at 4.6. By default was 4.4. This puts him on par with other fast killers. As a result, the Trickster's tier rate has now been increased to 32 meters. That's going to really put him up there. That's made Trickster like C tier, like maybe even BA. Because his anti-loop's going to be really hard to beat. And the fact that he can keep up and M1 you as well as an alternative, that's insanely strong. What makes him so weak is his 4.4. It's just fact. So his 4.6 is going to make a huge difference. You don't realize it's only 0.2, but that little movement speed is going to help you massively. That is disgusting. Main event. Main event allows you to throw even more blades even faster. However, this required you to hit quite a few blades to activate first, taking several chases to charge up. This made it feel fairly rare for the killer, but also made it a little frustrating if it happened to be the unlucky survivor to be caught when it finally activated. As a result, we're making the following changes. Main event now requires 6 blades to charge, was 30. Main event duration has been reduced to 5 seconds, was 10. These changes will make main event available much more often, but require the killer to use it strategically to take advantage of it. I still can't believe they made it so he can't activate it whenever he wants. But so he'll be using main event a lot more, but not... to be honest, 5 seconds is plenty. You always use it to down somebody quickly. You don't want it just spamming off. I feel like whenever I play Trickster, I'm just using main event for no reason. So that's a nice change. He's got some add-on changes as well, my lord. Memento Blades. New effect decreases time between blade throws by 5%. Inferno Wires increases the duration of main event by 40%, was 25. Genuine's Autograph. New effect decreases the number of blades required to charge main event by 1. Tequila Moonrock increases the duration of a main event by 60%, was 50%. Fizz Spin Soda. New effect decreases the number of blades required to reach main event by 2. Waiting for you to watch increases the duration of main event by 0.25 seconds for each blade hit, while it was active, it was 0.4 seconds. Iridescent photo card. For each consecutive blade hit, gain a stackable 1% haste effect up to a maximum of 7%. This bonus is lost when a missing blade or putting survivor into the dying state. They've changed a lot of his add-ons. Okay, Trickster's got some really nice changes. I actually think he's jumped up to 2 tiers easily. Made for this. Oh, brilliant. Killer mains, rejoice. Even a small speed boost can make a big difference in the right hands, making some survivors very difficult to catch. Since Made for This would activate as soon as survivor became injured, this perk would often be unavoidable. To make this fairer and create opportunities for killers to play around it, we've added an additional condition to the haste effect. After healing another survivor, gain the endurance status effect for 6, 8, 10 seconds. That's the same. While you are affected by deep wounds, you run 3% faster. Since this is much more situational, this effect now applies while exhausted as well. With this change, the killer can potentially prevent Made for This speed boost from activating entirely by afflicting deep wounds on that survivor. This also ties both Made for This effect together, granting a new way to gain deep wounds in order to make use of the haste effect. Honestly, this change just really absolutely fucks Legion and absolutely punishes tunnelers, but overall this perk is dead. Slinger gets affected, Legion gets affected. I can't think of anyone else that puts you into wounded. Maybe Pinhead with his add-on. So it's only really fucked those 2 killers, but no one's gonna bring Made for This on the odd chance they run into those 2 killers. And you don't want to stay in deep wound because that's gonna absolutely screw you in the long term. You want to mend as quickly as you can. So Made for This is essentially dead, but the endurance stats effect is still a nice feature. So it's not completely dead. That part is still nice, but its haste effect is dead. Except for poor old Legion players like me. Garden of Joy! First, we've turned our attention to the windows in the large house. Previously, there were several strong windows, which granted survivors plenty of distance each time they were vaulted, making some changes drag on. We reviewed the layout of these windows and breakable walls to make these changes in the building fairer. Second, we have rebalanced several pallet loops to bring them closer to the sweet spot where they both useful to survivors and have potential for killers to play around them. We've also cleaned up certain loops and removed some small objects which players might bump into. So basically it's getting the Borg treatment, which is really nice. What are you doing about Red Forest? Red Forest is both home to most swelling and temporal propagation. We've similarly reviewed feedback for both maps and they're making changes for that as well. So Red Forest's size is too big and it is the largest map in the game, so they're changing that. That's really nice. And I think they're changing the other map as well. That's fantastic. Honestly, these changes are great. Fuck Made for This. It's been the most annoying perk ever since it's released. There isn't really a crazy exhaustion perk in the game now that killers can't counter or complain about. It's getting more and more balanced and it's really nice. The only thing about Made for This is it's still good in a sense for the endurance effect while healing. It's still really nice. And it could absolutely fuck Legion players if a team decided to bring it for healing. Now they've got the benefit of 3% haste against the Legion. But it's not the end of the world, really. It isn't. Because you have to deal with it anyway as a Legion. So it's not that bad. And once they've mended, it's gone and you can continue to chase normally. So it's nice. These changes are amazing. I'm looking forward to seeing Trickster and playing him because his changes are actually really nice. I think he might be on par with some other ranged killers up there. He'll be really good. That's nice. That's really, really nice. I wonder what they've done about his ammo. I didn't read anything about that. Anyway, guys, let me know in the comments what you think about the changes. I'm live on stream. Come talk to me tomorrow as well and let me know your thoughts about the changes. Take care, everyone. Peace out.
私の名は吉良義景、年齢33歳。自宅は森王町北東部の別荘地帯にあり、結婚はしていない。